They said the stars were humanity's second chance. No wars over borders, no empires to crumble, a clean slate written in starlight. They were wrong, because wherever humans go, ambition follows, and so does collapse. History has buried 1,000 great civilizations beneath dust and silence. Now, millions of miles from Earth, we're building new ones. But what if the void of space doesn't save us from our oldest failures? What if the greatest empires yet to fall haven't been built yet?
A single system failure could wipe out an entire colony in minutes. Out there, survival doesn't depend on strength or strategy. It depends on machines that must work perfectly every second. A space colony isn't like an empire that fades over decades. It exists on the edge of a razor. One tiny malfunction, a hidden crack in an oxygen line, or a sudden power failure can turn a thriving habitat into a lifeless shell within minutes. There is no atmosphere to forgive mistakes, no nature to rebalance the system, only cold vacuum waiting outside. Every breath, every drop of water, every degree of temperature is controlled artificially. Astronaut missions have already shown that even the smallest technical issues can escalate into life-threatening emergencies. In a full colony, the stakes multiply. Survival becomes a constant gamble where one unnoticed error could erase an entire civilization before anyone even realizes what went wrong.
2. Isolation could turn colonists against each other. Far from Earth, beyond rescue and familiarity, colonists wouldn't just face distance, they would face themselves. Days blend into months, months into years, inside sealed walls with the same faces, the same routines, and no true escape. The human brain, wired for connection and change, begins to strain under the pressure. Small disagreements can grow sharper, silence can turn heavy, and trust can quietly erode. Studies on isolation already reveal rising stress, anxiety, and emotional instability in confined environments. In deep space, those effects don't just linger, they intensify. Communication can fracture, alliances can shift, and cooperation, the very thing keeping everyone alive, can start to collapse. Over time, survival may depend less on technology and more on fragile human relationships. And when those relationships begin to crack, the greatest threat inside a space colony may no longer be the void outside, but the people within.
3. Space colonies could collapse into corporate-controlled prisons. Far beyond Earth, where distance silences oversight, power may not belong to nations, but to corporations. A space colony could look like opportunity from the outside, yet feel like control from within. Every resource, air, water, food, would be owned, monitored, and rationed. Survival itself could become a transaction. With no easy way back and no governing authority strong enough to intervene, colonists might find themselves bound to contracts they can't escape. Surveillance wouldn't just ensure safety, it could enforce obedience. Over time, ambition could turn into dependency, and dependency into quiet captivity. History on Earth has already shown how profit can outweigh people when rules are weak. In space, that imbalance could grow even stronger. The dream of exploration might slowly fade, replaced by a system where workers aren't explorers, but assets, controlled in a world where leaving isn't just difficult, it's almost impossible.
4 future space colonies might go to war with each other. As space colonies drift farther from Earth, they won't just grow apart physically, they'll evolve differently. New cultures, new priorities, and new systems of power could emerge under alien skies. At first, the differences may seem small, almost harmless, but over time, misunderstanding can turn into suspicion, and suspicion into rivalry. Communication delays stretch conversations into hours or days, making trust harder to maintain. Without a shared authority to keep balance, alliances could fracture. Technology, once built for survival, could be repurposed for defense or domination. And in the silence of space, even a minor conflict could escalate beyond control. These wouldn't be wars over land or borders, but over survival itself, air, water, energy. With nowhere to retreat and no easy way to rebuild, a single large-scale conflict could erase entire colonies. Not just a battle, but the collapse of human civilization spreading across the stars.
5. The biggest threat isn't space. It's human mistakes repeating history. Space may be new, but human nature isn't. The same forces that destroyed empires, greed, power struggles, and poor decisions could quietly take root in space colonies. Without strong governance, small mistakes can spiral into massive failures. Experts warn that instead of building a better future, humanity might carry its worst habits beyond Earth. And this time, the consequences could be far more devastating than anything ever seen before. The stars were never the escape. They were the mirror. Every risk we've explored points to one truth. Space won't change who we are. It will amplify it. The next great empire won't fall on Earth. It will fall in silence above it. If you want to explore more dark truths about humanity's future, subscribe now, because the next collapse might already be unfolding beyond the sky.